Meanwhile, China is threatening Taiwan once again. Taiwan's president paid a visit to the U.S. last week. She met U.S. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy. The visit made Beijing furious. Over the past 3 days, the PLA, that's the Chinese army, has been doing drills around the island of Taiwan. These are reckless actions. They raise the threat of war. There's a military standoff. Ships from Taiwan and China came face to face. One wrong move could have triggered a war. This happened near the median line. The median line is the unofficial border between China and Taiwan. During the drills, Chinese ships came close to the median line. There were 20 ships in all, 10 of them from China, the remaining 10 from Taiwan. When the Chinese ships came close, Taiwan sounded an alarm. They asked the Chinese ships to return. The tense standoff was caught on camera. Take a look at this.
这里是中华民国海巡署100拐沟艇广播。你现在已经严重破坏地域和平、稳定及安全，请你立刻转向驶离。如果你继续前进，我将采取驱离措施。
The PLA has been engaging in such activities for 3 days now. It has practiced how to encircle the island of Taiwan and how to block naval and aerial routes. The PLA simulated how to conduct targeted strikes on Taiwan. China's nuclear-capable H-6 bombers were in the air. They flew around Taiwan with live missiles, while warships made their presence felt in the waters. Beijing said these drills are a serious warning for Taipei.
外交部发言人此前已就蔡英文过境窜美发表。
As I have also introduced earlier, the spokesperson of the Eastern Theater Command Military Division also pointed out recently that the Combat Police Patrol and the joint exercises around the island of Taiwan are a serious warning against the provocations of Taiwan independence separatist forces.
战备警巡和联合利剑演习。
Taiwan has released some numbers. As of this morning, they had spotted 59 military aircraft and 11 ships around Taiwan. China has been conducting training exercises on all sides. It is targeting the island of Taiwan from all directions. In response, Taipei launched its own military drills. Taiwanese planes and ships were dispatched to keep an eye on China. Like I said, the situation is quite dangerous. The United States has called for restraint, but the plea went unheeded. Last week, Xi Jinping clearly said that he will not climb down. EU chief Ursula von der Leyen was in Beijing. She asked the Chinese president to dial down the tensions. He snubbed her. He said it was quote-unquote wishful thinking to expect a compromise from Beijing. So forget backing down. He's doubling down on Taiwan. And at home, he's declared a war on China's financial sector. There is a wave of new corruption probes and surprise audits in China. Since February, more than a dozen executives have faced action. They've either been investigated or penalized over claims of corruption. The most high-profile case is that of Liu Liange. He's the former chairman of the Bank of China. The charges against him are not clear. The Communist Party has issued a one-line statement. It says, Liu is suspected of, and I'm quoting, suspected of serious violations of discipline and law. That's all that China bothers to say when it goes after a senior official. Serious violations of discipline. Ostensibly, it's a fight against corruption. But more often than not, it's a purge. They're eliminating the critics of President Xi Jinping. He took control in 2012, and since then, Xi Jinping has targeted more than 4 million officials, all in the name of fighting corruption. Most of these are government officials. And now China's financial sector is the new target. The crackdown has already begun, and they're feeling the heat. Banks are cutting salaries of executives, bonuses are being slashed, and this could get ugly in the coming days. Remember, last month, Xi Jinping began his 3rd term in office. He has made himself more powerful in the Chinese system by installing loyalists in key positions. Now, President Xi is wielding this power against Taiwan and against his own people. The year is 2018. It's just another Tuesday for most of us, but Elon Musk has launched the world's most powerful active rocket, catapulted a car into space, and vertically landed 2 rocket boosters simultaneously. This could have been the pinnacle of an entrepreneur's career, but Musk did not stop. He's now the world's second richest man. He runs the futuristic electric car company Tesla and the social media giant Twitter. He's also plotting a super-fast underground system, launching advanced spacecraft, offering help in international emergencies and selling flamethrowers. But this is not without his many battles. He has now catapulted his companies into complete chaos, and he's making people angry. Most recently, he labeled Western media, the BBC and NPR, as government-funded. This riled them up. He also wants to build Tesla's batteries in Shanghai. Washington is not going to be happy with either. And these are just some of his oddities. He's known for this impulsive decision-making. So we ask, is Musk a superhero? Or as some reports say, just a boy's idea of a rich man? Here's more.
Elon Musk has put himself in charge of global free speech. He wants to change the world one Twitter handle at a time. He's aiming for maximum transparency on Twitter and trying to make media organizations self-aware, or so he says. Now he's highlighting links to ownership and source of funds. Twitter handles of organizations like the BBC and NPR are now marked with the label government-funded media, and they are not pleased. The BBC is saying that it is and always has been independent, adding that it's funded by the British public through a license fee. Britons pay about $196 each year to fund the BBC. This fee is set by the government. Meanwhile, America's National Public Radio says it will stop tweeting from this account unless it is freed of the label, saying it only receives some money from public institutions. Whether Musk is right or wrong, his decision has certainly angered many. And speaking of anger, another case comes to mind. Tesla is now expanding in China. It's building a new factory to make its large-scale batteries. We can only imagine that Washington won't be too pleased. The US government has been urging American companies to become less reliant on China. There are growing tensions between the two. US President Joe Biden fears America is losing its technological edge to China. But Musk doesn't seem to care too much. He wants to transform the world's energy system. And lately, it seems like Musk wants to transform everything. But is he really changing the world for good, or just creating play toys? Most of the battles Musk picks revolve around fast cars, smart toys, spaceships, dog memes, women, strange jokes, loving fans, and more memes. But the reality of how he's doing is a little different. Twitter is now valued at less than half of what he bought it for. Tesla stocks tanked after his Twitter purchase. His employees have been quitting back front and center. Some are being fired in the most inconsiderate ways. It seems like Musk has failed to admit when he is wrong. He refuses to apologize, and he rarely holds himself accountable. In December, he posted a Twitter poll asking if he should step down as CEO, saying he will do as the results say. 57% of the respondents said that he should. But guess who's still the CEO of Twitter? It's truly beginning to seem like with every dollar Musk makes, he acquires the ability to purchase carelessness.
And now it's time for Vantage Shots, images that tell the story. We're starting with Ukraine. Russia forces attacked a residential building in the city of Zaporizhia. 2 people have been killed. In Indonesia, a giant sperm whale died after washing up on a beach. This is the 3rd such incident in Bali in a week. Meanwhile, a town in Finland held a reindeer racing championship, and the US divers and snorkelers participated in a fun Easter egg hunt. And finally, we're taking you back in history. What happened on the 10th of April? Titanic started its journey from England. The year was 1912. Titanic was the world's largest and most luxurious passenger ship of the time. It was traveling to New York. Its builders said the ship was unsinkable. The so-called technological marvel could not survive an iceberg. We all know how it ended. It sank, and so did the aspirations of voyagers and the overconfidence of the builders. More than 1,500 people, in fact, died. We're leaving you with this. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.
punaisella värillä tullaan nyt maahan. Nyt! Se on mennyt jo aikoja sitten. 10 aluksi pysty tuota keulapaikkaa puolustamaan. Sen sijaan punaisena tulee ykkösenä kulkuri! Nyt! Se on mennyt jo aikoja sitten. 10 lähelle tulee, todella lähelle, erittäin lähelle, ei aivan rintaimallutta loiskasta tuo loppu.
Thank you.